Hello, everyone! Welcome to Outlying Adventures. We are so excited to be back tonight and to have you all join us in the next episode of our adventure. We apologize for the stream delay, just some technological difficulties. Had to wait on some of the cast members. We just wanted to make sure that we are at a time where everyone was here, ready, and comfortable. And now we are here once again to continue our adventure. So, last we left off, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, our intrepid heroes had done a bit of investigating, some in different parts of the city of Myota. Our resident wizard, Yami, had discovered that the vision she had experienced was, it placed her a bit ahead in time frame, and when she emerged from such a vision, she found the clock of time turned back perhaps an hour or so. This allowed her to do a bit of investigation into the library and into the city of Myota, finding her own way and seeking knowledge. A little bit of success, some unsuccess. As far as the rest of the group, our very own Hina, Satoshi, and Mako, following Hina's performance in the Silver Ring Market District, decided to follow up on the information surrounding one Mr. Daigo Kamachi, a local metal worker here in the city of Myota, who Enkai believes can make 1,000-gallon pot, which they need for a grand recipe of Leviathan lobster stew for the upcoming festival. With the information they had, they found that Daigo was a bit of a gambling man and decided to venture into some of the known local gambling houses, gambling being an illicit activity here in Myota, but regardless, there are places. They found that Daigo owes a rather substantial debt to a gambling house known as the Pearl House, a inn tavern way house type building that is partially converted into a gambling hotspot. They mentioned Enkai's request for the 1,000-gallon pot. Daigo, in implying that the cost would be rather substantial, a multitude of hundreds of silver pieces, which is a bit out of the pocket of our heroes at this time. Regardless, they have this information. They went to sleep formulating plans of what to do next. Yami was the first to awaken the very next day, heading back to the seat at the end of the river, the restaurant which Mr. Enkai manages, to find our young chef and his turtle sous chef outside arguing, or at least seeming some kind of heated conversation. As she steps up, Enkai sighs, greets Yami, and utters a most chilling phrase, that their mutual friend, the wizened old Captain Sencho, has gone missing. And that's where we're going to pick up with you, Yami. You are the only one here at the seat of the end of the river. It is early in the day, very early morning. Sando and Enkai are just outside of the restaurant, both of them wearing worried looks on their faces.
It's too early. So the captain's missing.
Yeah, best we can reckon. We're, he left a bit abruptly yesterday after all of you had visited. And I mean, he usually stays for quite a long time having his drinks, and when he didn't come in early in today, we got worried. He comes in before sunrise every day, like clockwork. Sando here, he went to the captain's home, and he wasn't there.
Oh no. Anyways, can I get the biggest bowl of soup that you possibly could serve me?
I mean, technically, I have to fulfill that request. That is my duty as a chef, and this is my restaurant. But I think you're failing to see the bigger. Yes, have a seat. Sando, get her a drink, whatever she wants. I'll take care of this. And
I look
Enkai
like the
stomps
most.
off back into the kitchen.
I look like the most hungover doll that you could have ever possibly seen. There are dark circles under my dark circles.
Let's
Part
say
of my hair
under the
is
dark circle's already
definitely
there.
way messed up. And honestly, everything's just a bit too bright.
It is. It is far less cloudy than your hometown. Here in Miyota, there is a seemingly perpetual sunshine, and it's a bit too much. But regardless, you have a seat in the shade of the restaurant. As promised, Sando, the turtle sous chef, takes your drink order, bringing you whatever you want. Um, and you have this moment to rally yourself, guard your eyes against the sunshine, and as you are there, Hinomako Satoshi, I don't imagine that all of you are in the same place when you all awake. You have your own residence, your places of rest. But actually, I'm just going to go ahead and roll for this. Hey, Mako, what do you do when you
Yeah.
wake up?
I think we did that at the end of last session. Actually, I think we like preempted that. Because I got up and I did watercolor
That's right. I
painting
forgot
of the
about that.
sunrise. And then I think I talked to Bon. He was like happy about the alcohol.
Very happy.
All right. Well, in that case, assuming that this is after that interaction with Bon, who's praised you for acquiring an exquisite spirit. What do you have for your day? I don't believe that there was any
Oh,
collaboration among the group, but I might be wrong on
oh,
that.
never is.
It never is.
Not with this group. Like this group of people, I mean, not this group. This has been an issue in the past. Um,
Always prepared.
we're so good at stating a meeting place and like sticking to that. Um, I mean, like, she knows that everyone already, like, she knows that, like, the Kai's restaurant is kind of like where everybody has a common meeting place at. So I think she would actually go there,
All right. You'll head over to the seat at the end of the
either
river.
for breakfast or just for, to check in on things.
I will certainly mark that. Hey, Clarabelle, what do you do with your early morning?
Early morning. Do I have to?
Early to bed, early to rise.
On.
I mean, how early are we talking now?
We're
I'm
talking,
probably gonna
As early
roll
as
out
you get
of
up.
bed. Probably more around 9-ish.
we're talking
And
like just after sunrise.
really?
We are.
Do I? Fine. Fine. I'll get up and have breakfast, and I'll feed Keith, of course, and I will just be over near that restaurant we met the captain at. I think that's where everyone is mustering for this epic adventure.
Okay, good
I
to
also
know.
would like to have some time today to research this thing named Leviathan. I I think in the back of my mind, I remember this being an awesome beast and something of legend, even more than these cooks that want to make a stew let on about. I'd like to spend some time, if there's any books or people that know of these legends, talk to them and see what they think of this accusation of the crabs going wild in town.
Understood. I'll say go ahead and give me either a history or insight check. One of the two.
Mmm. Let's see which one I'm good at. History. Insight better. You said insight?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what we got.
A 14.
Hmm?
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, you ask a few people, and this is as you're getting up, going about your day. Maybe you're wandering about the market square, getting whatever little things you need for breakfast or to stock your own little restaurant stall. And as you start to utter the rumors of the Leviathan, the giant crustacean, nobody seems to know what you're talking about.
Oh,
And it just, you get it in your head that these are all youngsters who don't know the old stories. They're not going to be any help, and eventually you just give up on asking people what they know about this creature. It doesn't seem like anyone has any information for you.
I'll have to go to other resources.
That
Perhaps churches or people that are wiser than just the traffic
that is
that
certainly
love.
what you glean.
So, I will. Hmm. I'll probably. Actually, I will sit in the restaurant for morning breakfast and keep an eye out for any of the old companions from yesterday. See if they'd like to have company of an old lady. Mostly to keep an eye on them. And see what we can find out about this monster. And the missing captain, you mentioned something went on there? Do I know about it?
You do not know about that, not yet.
Well,
I think only Yami knows about it so far.
I'll have breakfast and see if I hear of such things.
Understood. So you're also going to make your way to the seat at the end of the river.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The obvious
Okay, I
meeting
think that's
place.
working.
We discussed it for hours.
Well, last but certainly not least, Hina. You awaken once again at the estate of Mistress Kodamamai. Is there anything in particular you would like to do with your very, very early morning?
Okay, so I think last time I said Hina woke up and did her chores, like all of them, and then left to go to the manga shop.
Okay, so you're going to the manga shop.
Right,
Understood.
because it's like end of week, and this is when the new issue comes out, and so Yuri and I are very up to date on everything.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for a brief bit of time after you awaken, you take care of your house chores, your general duties around the estate of Kodamame. Go ahead and give me, I don't know, just give me a performance check. Just, I'm curious.
Oh no! Good at performance, right, Hina? Yeah, you're good at that.
True.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Okay, well that was not so great.
Okay, a 10. I mean, that's fine. You do rush through your general household duties. There is this sense of urgency that is on your shoulders. Partly because of this new group that you've met, mostly because of the new manga. You want to get that next issue. So you do your chores fine enough. You just hope that Mistress May does not look too closely. And with that, you grab a quick bite and you rush out into the streets to your favorite manga shop, known as the Blank Page. As it is, you mentioned, end of week, there is a small line that is like filing out the door of the manga shop. People they get here pretty early at end of week for new release issues.
Damn
And
it.
so you're standing in line for maybe a good 20, 25, 30 minutes before you're actually inside the shop and can maneuver around and find your next issue. And as it happens, the newest release for the manga Standing on the Realm of Gods is out. This is a highly anticipated manga that gets its releases maybe every couple of months. So having a new issue, you understand why there is such a big line this early in the day.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it up.
Yep.
All right. And I'm gonna go to the back of the store.
Okay. So
I'm gonna look for
file
Doorway
through-
to Heaven.
Oh, you're looking for Doorway to Heaven as well.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and give me a luck check.
Oh, what is that? Just a D20?
Yeah, just a D100.
Oh, D100. Okay.
Yep.
75. Oh, it's not 69 though.
You know, well, the threshold was 69 or above, so
Really?
she knows why. This is something specific. This is something we have talked about. Regardless. Yeah. Coincidentally enough, it's obviously not about the same chapter, but it is a Doorway to Heaven being a sort of fan manga on Standing on the Realm of Gods. The newest issue of Doorway to Heaven being the sort of fan chapter of the previous like 2 months ago chapter of Standing on the Realm, and it was released on the same day. So you've picked yourself up a very popular manga and a smut version of that same manga.
Oh,
I knew today was gonna be a good day.
what a
Right.
lucky day for you.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pay for my mangas.
All right, for that, let's see. That would be, I'd call it 3 bronze for each, so 6 bronze total.
Okay, and if they have it, Mistress Kudamame likes like this really like old, like think Young and the Restless, but manga.
Okay.
So I'll pick that up too.
Okay.
So she doesn't have to come get it.
I'll say that one costs an additional bronze.
All right.
Yeah, that one's a bit older. It's been on the shelves a while. It's not as anticipated as the new release, but regardless, you have a gift for your house mistress.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put in my bag, but I'm gonna tie them up with string so Yuri doesn't read them, because we're supposed to be reading them together, and he's been reading ahead, and that's not cool. We're in this together,
Why
Yuri.
not?
Yuri.
I think I have Yuri's stat sheet. I believe you sent that to me, yes?
Yeah. No, he can't like read, but he looks at the pictures. But he's
No,
looking at them ahead of time.
I realize, but
Yeah.
this is for something else. I would like you to give me a dexterity check.
Ooh. Okay.
Interesting.
Tie knots. Oh,
Wow.
boy.
I don't know.
If you have proficiency in sleight of hand, you may use sleight of hand for this.
Sleight of hand. I do have proficiency in sleight of hand.
All right, so please make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. 17.
17, that's really good. You managed to tie a very solid knot anchoring the pages together to keep your mischievous red panda from reading ahead of you. Potentially. We'll see how that ends up panning out, but you feel very secure in your knot work. Well, you have all of the manga you need, I believe. Is there anything else you would like to do with your morning?
Oh, man. So, obviously, I'm gonna stop by the cafe to get myself a, like, whatever the equivalent of pumpkin spice latte is here. I'm gonna get that
Awesome spice.
to go, obviously.
Gotcha. At the tail end of winter, you got it.
Yeah, hot, obviously. No cold foam, 2 pumps of vanilla.
Yep, you got
Extra. Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna make my way to like the fish guy.
The fish guy.
it.
Yeah.
The fish guy.
Yeah.
Guy with the fish.
Yeah,
Is-
the
is-
guy with the fish.
Do you mean Enkai?
Probably. I mean, he's the guy that wants us to like talk to like the daddy guy in order to get the pot. So I'm gonna go talk to that guy. Yeah.
It's a monster.
Alright, so you're gonna go to the seat at the end of the river to see quote-unquote the fish guy. Understood. So
Totally.
we're gonna say completely for story purposes, it is totally not coincidence at all, but the three of you arrive at the seat at the end of the river roughly at around the same time, within a few minutes of each other. Yeah,
I just want to point out I was going to call him the crab guy, but that seemed way inappropriate. All right, keep going.
Let's call him the guy with crabs.
Yeah, fish guy. It's a lot better.
Yeah, because you call him crab guy, like that can get out of control really quickly.
Oh, he gets offended.
Regardless, all of you arrive, all of you except for Yami, who has been here before, the three of you arrive at the seat at the end of the river within a few minutes of each other. Satoshi Clarabelle, you hobble in, and Sando points you over to the chair where, the table where Yami is sitting. Mako, you come in shortly after, and Hina, you walk in with your arms full of manga. You see Yami, who is currently chowing down on a large bowl of steaming broth. Nobody else is in the restaurant. It is a very quiet morning, and Enkai is at the sort of bar area, head in his hands. He's like rubbing his temples. There is a strained expression on his face, and he and Sando are exchanging hushed words.
Well, that's not good, obviously.
Not at all, but as you all enter, Enkai notices your approach, looks up. Hi, morning, everyone. You can all have a seat if you'd like, and, well, if you're here for breakfast, I can get working on that. There's some things to discuss.
Well, it seems quite obvious you look distraught. Why don't you sit down and clear your mind before breakfast, or perhaps breakfast will get your mind off of it.
I mean, like, we ate, but, like, if you got a jasmine tea, that would be amazing.
This is Sando. Jasmine tea I can do.
Two cups. Yuri, you want a jasmine tea, right?
Not a problem.
Jasmine tea.
Yeah, jasmine tea.
You just hear like unimaginably loud slurping coming from Yami's table with like a stop and then a smack of like a glass shot coming back up against the table and then continuing the loud sucking noise.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on over there?
Oh my god, that Barbie eats.
He eats like a dinosaur.
So cool. I didn't know dolls could eat. You learn something new every day. Amazing.
All of you sit down at the same table as Yami. Jasmine tea is brought for all of you.
Well, that's very nice. I could use some jasmine tea. Make sure my shawl doesn't fall off. Ah, yes. Well...
Okay, Enkai, you didn't tell us that this guy was a daddy. What in the world? You should have, like, disclosed that first. Like...
Wait, what?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we should have talked about that earlier. Like...
Wait.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm just saying, next time, lead with that. Just saying.
Lead with
Remember him
daddy?
mentioning having children.
No. I mean, okay.
Go ahead, explain.
Totally. Explain. Look at her and be like, oh my god, you're so cute. Okay.
Enkai, with his own bowl of broth, like, comes around, sits at the table. You give him this comment. He stares at you for a moment. I'm guessing you mean Daigo. I'm sorry, I guess?
I mean, don't apologize. I'm just saying, he was very hot. I'm saying it's easier to do things when, like, people are hot.
Is it?
Fair.
Yeah, totally.
Well, going a completely different direction. Yami already knows, but you all remember the captain? Sancho?
Captain Sancho? Yes, I remember him.
The lobster guy.
Yes, the lobster guy. He's missing.
Is
he got eaten lobster?
Food? He got...
I'm not gonna say him being eaten is entirely ruled out. A part of me wouldn't be surprised, but we don't know where he is exactly.
Maybe he's at the bottom of the ocean.
Well,
Slurp.
God,
I mean,
that's
we
I'm
should investigate
so
this first and before.
so sorry for your loss.
Lost? Why was he last seen? We can go check on him. Why are we saying as if why is he missing? We saw him yesterday. That doesn't seem like missing. It seems like perhaps maybe he slept over. Maybe he got lucky last night. Why are we going crazy if a man is missing for just the morning? Why would you say that he's missing?
I mean, it's possible that he's totally fine. He might have just wound up drunk in an alley somewhere. I hope that's the case, but him being gone, it's not like him. He comes in every day. He comes in, gets a bottle, goes out, does his thing, then comes back later for another bottle. That's been his routine for the past like 5 years now.
Oh my god.
It's been a while.
Yes.
So when he doesn't come in for the first time in 5 years, it's worrying. I worry about him. He's friends with my dad. He's a bit like family, so I'm worried.
Can't put an APB out for a missing man after one day. We can certainly go look if he has such a set routine. Perhaps you can inform us of his routine and we can check upon him. But I wouldn't get yourself all worried and say things in past tense about the man after missing him but only 12 hours. Now, is there
Clarabelle,
breakfast there? What?
do you think your family thinks that you just wandered away? Did they ever put out an APB for you?
That's a very personal question, young.
The elders in where I used to live were never unaccompanied. So, it's unexpected to see one of this age, but I suppose.
Fair enough. It's a good, poignant question.
I'm just
Maybe
saying.
after food I can answer it a little bit more poignantly. I'm hungry, and I would like to finish my coffee. Yummy, why don't you come join us? You don't have to sit alone at that table. I like your company.
I think all of you are sitting at the same table.
Oh, I thought Yummy was sitting alone, slurping on things by her own lonesome.
I mean,
If I-
I'll leave that to be everyone else's choice. Yami was the first one to sit down. If everyone wants to sit at a different table, they're welcome to.
I certainly wouldn't if Yami chose a table large enough for all of us to be accommodated to. Well, I certainly would sit with her. Okay, well, if she's sitting with us, then I tell her that I'm on my own adventuring, and I have my own reasons for it, as I stated before. I go to adventuring bands at my age now, trying to find the last ingredient to something I'm willing to bake, and I hope to wake my brother, who fell under a terrible sleep his whole life. I've adventured off and on through my whole days, most of the time paying for the adventurers to go on my behalf. When I was young, I uncovered a treasure of great wealth and spent all of it on these adventuring bands, accumulating ingredients. I have gotten most of them. Some of them have cost me hundreds of thousands of silver through my lifetime, but there's only one I miss. I made the ceramic of it, this mushroom here. I adventure with you guys and go about people that like adventure. Seems your hearts are into it. To go to different places, places that most people don't dare go. It seemed like this adventure with the Leviathan was going to bring us to places others dare not go. But now it seems like the one who was to employ us or give us more information about it is gone missing for only 12 hours. There's no rush. Perhaps tomorrow he'll show back up.
Well, Enkai, he speaks up. It sounds like you understand the urgency of family. When they're in trouble, when something is very much wrong, when you feel that something is wrong, you want to do something about it. And I realize all that I've asked you all to do. With all of the favors that I've asked, I realize it's a big undertaking, and I apologize. This right here, I feel this is urgent. This is something to focus on.
After breakfast, right?
Sure, after breakfast.
Oh, sit down and explain everything to us about his routine. I'm willing to look into it. I don't speak for the rest of the people at the table. And I leave it at that. Anybody else going to say anything about this missing person? Or is everyone else not too much rattled by it, by being such a short time?
I think, like you said, Clarabelle, I think he may have just gotten himself drunk and maybe wound up in an alley. You know, that'd be so embarrassing if that happened to anyone, but I feel like that may be a common occurrence for the captain.
Oh, he did say that he has not missed a breakfast of liquor in 5 years. That's quite the dedication to the bottle.
Right, and
Maybe he got liquor from somewhere else.
him passing out somewhere, it's not as likely as it would sound. At least not in a way that he wouldn't just go missing. He never has. He passes out right here on the tables of my restaurant or at his home. Or usually he might pass out on the docks. He likes to go to the docks and see everything pass by, and they know him there. They usually bring him back to his home. Any time that he's had a bit too much in a strange place, that has happened.
So we go to the docks, we check his home, we backtrack any time he was last seen, and investigate today where he perhaps was seen last. I hope to... I'm not exactly quick at step. Perhaps the younger group around me will help accommodate me to look into this. What do you guys think? Interested in checking it out?
I think it's worth doing. Yeah, we can look around. I know some people at the dock. So.
Huh. I don't know anything about cities. I'm very, very foreign to them. I sold soup pretty good, but as far as navigating everything, the politics and all these different people, I lived with humans my whole life. So it would be very helpful if we are looking for anyone within the city to have your company. I saw how each of you navigated it yesterday, seamlessly. And for me, it was a scare. So much noise, people moving about. Seems like there's pickpockets everywhere.
Got pickpocketed?
Well, maybe I just read into it too much, but it seems like... Well, I don't like cities very much, and I get skitty about it. But you're looking at me strange. You...
Regardless, I would be grateful for your help in this matter. As far as everything else, fuck the bowl, fuck the limes, the salt. That's all by the wayside, and will be until we find the captain.
Sorry. No. Shh. Shh. You.
Yeah, what?
I don't care about the festival, about the dish, about the restaurant, until I know that the captain is safe.
We can't have you losing your only customer. That would suck. All right.
Fair.
Did you guys look for him this morning?
We went to his house. We looked around a bit. He
And
wasn't
he's not there.
He wasn't there. No.
Okay, well then that leaves the docks. Does he like hang out with anybody besides you?
To my knowledge, not anyone in particular. He will sometimes go out and harass his old crewmates. They don't appreciate that very much, understandably, but them and us are really the only people he knows.
Well,
Can your rat, ferret, weasel thing smell like a dog can? Can he sniff out the old man? Maybe we don't even have to go to the docks at all. We can just use the ferret to track him.
I could ask Keith very quickly. He does have a keen sense of smell.
Or your monkey thing or whatever.
You talking about Yuri?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yuri's not a monkey. He's a panda. He's a red panda. And he's sitting right there. You can ask him.
Honestly, the picture books I grew up with didn't really focus on animals. So I've heard of these creatures and I've never seen these things before, so I just assumed.
Yuri's so cute. He has a little belt.
To me, why wouldn't that be a monkey?
Because monkeys look very different. For one, he's red. Monkeys aren't red.
Obviously.
wait a minute.
Yuri does have a good sense of smell. So we would need something that belongs to the lobster guy. That's not a lobster, because I feel like there's a lot of lobsters here. Right? Like, I feel like that would be confusing.
Right. Well, we can stop by his house. There's plenty of clothes, old things that would have his scent on them.
Well, that would be a good place to start our investigation anyway.
Yeah.
Funny to just go to his home and see him pass out there.
Okay, let's go. It's not like anybody's here. Let's go. Woo!
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't get even no breakfast yet.
I thought we finished eating breakfast. Did you guys not eat before you got
Another
here?
shot, please.
Oh my god.
It is like barely
Sandra pours
past
another shot in your
dawn.
glass.
Wow.
And you're just like, yeah, can I just...
Must. I
Yanni,
traveled.
go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh
Okay.
god.
I think that last shot might put you a little bit over the edge. I want to see.
To see.
7.
Ooh.
Yes, you are intoxicated, aka poisoned, for, well, it's an indeterminate amount of time for you, but I know how long you're going to be poisoned for. Yeah, you knock back one more shot of pretty cheap, not so great rice wine, and it sours in your stomach a bit. You keep it down, but you start to feel your head swim. You stand up and you like sway a little bit before righting yourself, and you kind of stumble on forward with the rest of the group. You are very much intoxicated.
Let's see.
Now I'm ready.
Right, well, right this way.
Can I interrupt for just a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of our viewers personal messaged me a picture of the cutest little red monkey I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, post it in the Discord.
Okay.
Yes, of
Just-
course.
Was that just simply to refute the fact that, like, no,
Yes, there are
he
red monkeys.
he can't be a monkey. He's red.
Oh my.
I, as the Dungeon Master, can confirm for sure that is an adorable and very red monkey. Thank
is
you
an adorable red
to whichever
monkey.
of our viewers sent that in.
That was at Avich.
That's
At
gorgeous.
Avich. At Avich, thank you so much for the monkey picture.
It's wonderful.
It's a cute monkey.
It is very cute.
Like
Very
a
cute.
spider monkey-ish thing, but it's like red.
It's all
So
frizzy.
adorable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all of you are led ahead by Enkai, deeper into the dock district. This is more on the inner portion of the ring, in the west side, where it's turned inland, where there is no water. The captain's house
That'll be fine.
is this rather shabby shack-looking building. It is a hovel. It is in a
Checks
part of
out.
time that part of town that has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit. This is definitely for the more destitute, for the people that don't really have much in life to put themselves up. And in fact, it looks like that this building may have once been a warehouse at some point, or some kind of industrial building that has been retrofitted into a residence. It has this one big sliding kind of like a warehouse door off to the side, and the rest of the building is kind of like jammed into the side of the warehouse wall, to where it almost looks lavish in that the captain owns a big garage, but, well, it's all kind of falling apart and dry rotting and does not look particularly suitable for living. But regardless, Enkai steps up. He seems to have a key to the place, which he opens up the door, steps in, gestures for you all to follow. Well, this is where he lives. It's a small space. Shouldn't be much to dig around, but it's a little cluttered, so mind your step.
What a lovely home. Hina says that she's kicking like beer bottles out of the way.
Yeah, you all step in, and it is just a bunch of empty, like, clay gourds just kind of stacked into
Oh, no,
corners of the
buddy.
room.
Oh,
There is very little light aside from what's coming through the very greasy glass panes that makes this kind of like fog-like texture to the light that is pouring in. Kind of gives a
Why is it
haze
greasy?
to the whole room. There is this stench of salt and fish that permeates that. Just the stench is old. It is very, very old.
Boy.
Like it has encrusted itself into the
Boy.
boards of this place and will never ever go away. It also seems to be a one-room establishment, wherein there is one corner of the living space that is just like a bedroll, and a sheet and a pillow. All of it is kind of tossed. Then on the opposing corner, there's like a couple of cabinets and boxes. A couple of them are open and like spilling out with more clay gourds. Most of them empty and preserved foodstuffs. Like there's salted and dried like small fishes and other just sailor snack foods, for lack of a better term. In this one box room, there is also an additional door that seems to go into a side room.
yeah.
Plenty of stuff to dig around. That leads to he calls it his workshop. If you'd like to take a look at anything.
I would. I mean, why not? What is there to look at?
I mean, there's tons of stuff. You got bottles, you got clothes that are strewn about on the floor.
Do we have a captain?
I'm sorry?
Do we have a captain?
There is no captain visible in this home.
Maybe he's in that workshop place. And like, is there a door to the workshop?
I mean, there is a door to the workshop. It slides open.
Okay. Hina uses a handkerchief on her hand to like touch stuff.
Yeah. You pull open the door and it enters into that what looked to be, the garage installation on the outside of the house. It opens up into the space is about twice as big as the living area, but it is almost completely empty. It looks kind of like a boat launch or a dry dock. Maybe it is a shipwright. facility where boats were once constructed, because it is just a big, tall, empty space with a couple of workbenches built in around the sides, and nothing else in the area aside from junk and other discarded personal effects, except for one very obvious thing that is hanging suspended on the far wall, strung up with ropes. The wall itself being about, 15 feet tall by 20 feet wide, and you see taking up about 60% of that space is a massive shed lobster shell.
Oh, well, that's nice. Molting.
Yep, that's the evidence we have of Leviathan.
Pretty good evidence, to be honest.
Dredged that up a couple of weeks ago. It's been hanging here ever since.
Wait. Didn't he say he had a boat and he was gonna, go scout out where this Leviathan thingy was?
Right, he did mention that.
He does have a boat. It's usually tied up at the docks.
Okay, maybe he's out scouting the Leviathan thingy.
Hey, that makes sense. He has a competent group of heroes now. He's going to scout it out for us and give us information.
Why would he go by himself? That just seems silly. Especially when he has a group of competent adventurers that he could take with him.
I mean, he seems like
Or
a silly
have the
man.
scouting.
Out of character, have you met the guy?
Yeah, he seemed. I mean, no offense, but anybody who is mismatching fabrics like that clearly isn't making good decisions.
Wait, right.
Right.
I'm just saying, maybe he's not at the docks. There's other places we could look.
This is
check.
true.
We can check
True,
the docks.
Check.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff that smells like him.
Oh, very much so.
Try.
I mean, the scent of the captain is very much old rice wine, because that is what he's constantly soaked in. So that stench very, very much is present in his living space. You're welcome to pick up any article of clothing or personal effect and use that as your basis for finding him. It is a distinct and foul stench.
Oh,
Out of character, I want to know what his blood alcohol content is.
At all times.
Yeah.
Is he 10% alcohol just all the time?
Oh my god. Wow.
Somehow alive.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
Wretched.
I'll make a perception check for Yuri with he has advantage on wisdom checks with the sense of smell.
What is this for in particular?
For just sniffing out the captain, he's getting the scent, and he's gonna sniff him out with his little nose.
So you're
And
trying to pick up a trail.
Right. I thought
Gotcha.
that's what we were doing. Are we not doing that?
That is.
That's totally fine.
I
not
just
we
doing
were
wanted
that.
still,
to
in the
confirm if you
house.
were doing that here and now. Just wanted
Oh.
to confirm. But
Or we can do something else. Totally.
That's
If
up to the group.
you're going to do that, Keith will give it a shot as well. He's got a good nose.
I don't think there's anything else to do in the house unless he has written down stuff that we want to snoop through.
Snoop
like,
through.
If there's nothing to look at, then yeah, we would probably just move on.
Emergency.
You're welcome to make investigation checks for anything specific.
We
I'm
have
imagining this house has one table, a sleeping area, and the rest is just gourds of empty gourds.
You're not totally far off.
Oh no.
I mean, there are things other than gourds that are kind of mixed in there. There's clothes, there's bundles of fishing nets, and a whole bunch of other stuff that is just here to take up space. It looks like actually he has made kind of a makeshift, for lack of a better word, beanbag chair or lounge chair out of these fishing nets, and just old rags and stuffed them in there and made this lounging area, and that is where a lot of the gourds and bottles are circling around. He has made himself a drinking corner.
how comfortable.
I think I would actually like to do like an investigation check just to see if for some reason he left a note somewhere.
Please make me an investigation check. Clarabelle, are you sitting down in the drinking area?
No,
Wrong thing. There we go.
are you
Oh.
serious?
So you just want to gauge its comfort level by eyeballing it?
I don't even want to go near the place, but I do want to partake in looking for messages
Yeah, fair
in
enough.
case there is something written and
Well-
placed in one of these gold bottles.
Yeah, you give it a shot because I don't think my 7's gonna cut it.
Yep,
I-
7's not gonna be great. If anyone else might like to
Oh.
make an investigation check, that will be up to you. 13 for
Better.
Clarabelle, better. Anybody else?
We're looking for paper.
Well, we're looking for a message of his whereabouts. It doesn't have to necessarily be paper. It could be something on the wall, or something in the carpet, or something hidden, or even claw marks of him being dragged off. Anything like that would be good detail.
Alright, well, a 14 on Yami. I'm glad you remembered the disadvantage because of poison. That's good. So, Hina, any investigation for you? Or
Sure. It's gonna wait because maybe somebody got better because she's not exactly proficient.
14. That's what we got right now. Nope.
Six.
14.
6. Alright, so all of you kind of taking different corners of the house, investigating, looking for any kind of evidence for the captain's whereabouts. You're not really turning up much. I will say the highest of your investigations, that being of Clarabelle and Yami with the 13 and the 14, what you do find, should you be so brave as to snoop around the drinking area, is that there is a small box that is like stuffed under the chair made out of like a fishing net and cloth. It is just this small, plain wooden box. It looks a bit battered, beaten up. It's seen some years, seen some use. There is no lock. It is hinged.
Could I retrieve it by using my shovel?
Sure.
I'm not touching stuff.
Yeah, you like scoop up the net chair a little bit. You see the box and you kind of slide it out from underneath.
I do, and I place it before all of us and say maybe something in a place where he is most commonly at might give his most recent whereabouts. Anyone brave enough or smart enough to open this box?
I don't give a shit. I'll do it.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you open the box. There is a bit of resistance. It doesn't like quite open up smoothly. It's like the wood on the underside of the lid kind of sticks to the box for a moment before you pry it open, and the hinge squeaks. Inside the box, just a bunch of random little things. Like there are bent fish hooks and a necklace of wooden beads and a kind of like little statuette made out of a rusting iron. Just a whole bunch of little things that are left in this box.
Hmm.
I'm unimpressed, and I drop the box and walk away.
All right, you drop the box and you walk away.
Anything catch my eye that's unusual?
I mean, there are plenty of unusual things.
Hmm.
Oh, whoops. I'll say, if you're gonna specifically search through the trinkets, go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
Sure. I just want to see if there's any type of rhyme or reason. Again, I think this box was probably the one object that was most in contact with our dear captain. Let's see, a D100, you say? That is a big dice.
Mm-hmm.
100 sides on that thing.
Boom.
A
with the
58. Let's see what that yields you.
One of the ones that's like, you get like a petrified old finger. Then like, yay.
I love it. That'll go to my collection.
Yay.
Now I have two.
Uh, so what does catch your eye? A lot of the things in this box, they're really beat up, scuffed. There is obvious wear and tear. There is one thing that looks like it's particularly taken care of. It is this small glass corked bottle. It is a perfectly clear glass, and inside is just a little bit of very slightly blue tinted water. That's all there is.
Okay. I'll mention this to my fellow heroes around me. So if he's drinking everything from every gourd, why not drink from this? I'll give it to Yami.
All right, Yami, you're handed a tiny glass bottle with blue tinted water inside. It's about that big.
Do I drink it?
No, don't drink it.
Then why are you giving me a bottle of liquid otherwise?
I want you to see if you recognize it as anything. Do you? If not, pass it around the party and ask the same question. Let's see if anybody recognizes it. It's the only liquid here that wasn't scoffed up by our captain, and was kept in a box under care near where he drank. So, either it's a potion of some sort, a special liquor that commemorates something, or some other liquid unidentified. But it does seem that the captain kept it under his care. I'm just curious of it, Yami.
I can try to figure out what it is.
If you would like to, you can give me an Arcana or History check. Sorry,
And
Arcana or Nature.
While that's happening, I'll say to the party, I did find some liquid that I'd like for any of you who are experts at arcane or potion making, herbalism, or liquids of sort to take a look at it.
All right. Well, with that nat 1, Yami, you don't know anything about this. It could be anything. Is liquid in a bottle? Liquids belong in bottles.
That's exactly right. That's the only thing it could be is a liquid. Here you go, Clarabelle.
Excellent choice. Good call.
This is liquid.
It's just water. Water.
All right. Well, the vial is handed back to you, Clarabelle.
I'll pass it around to the rest of the company and see what they think about it. If they don't want to take a look at it, then I will perhaps uncork it and smell the contents.
I can look at it.
No, for sure.
If anyone would like to try and discern what this thing is, you may give me an Arcana or a Nature check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get poisoned.
Nature's probably gonna be the way that I would approach this anyway, but it is also the one I have proficiency in, so.
Get it? Oh!
18.
Hey.
What is this? It's
Okay.
blue.
All right. Well, Mako, as you take the vial, turning it in your flipper, kind of giving it a bit of a shake, trying to discern what it might be, you notice that the liquid inside, it reacts very strangely to the motion of being moved around. It has kind of like this elasticity, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
It flows in a very unnatural way, and it clicks in your mind that this is tsunami water. Like this is water. These are the water droplets that at one point were directly part of a rather dangerous storm, and you recall that sailors, fishermen, people who live their lives out on the ocean, if they can acquire such water, they use it as kind of an early warning system because it does react to imminent storms.
Ooh.
Do I happen to remember the system for the warning?
You do within a number of hours, usually within like 6 hours or so of a storm making landfall, the water will move on its own.
Move on its own.
Yes.
Okay. I'm like looking at it like.
Yeah, and it as you hold it
What
still,
was
the
it?
water is still.
Okay. I will explain this. This, this is tsunami water. It was in a tsunami, and the sailors use it as like an early warning system for storms. It's moving, then a storm's coming. It's not moving, so we're okay.
Well,
What
that
about when you shake it?
Well, then you're moving it. So, okay.
But the water's moving.
When it moves on its own, I mean. Like if I'm holding the bottle still and it's wiggling around it there, it's bad.
this.
Are you
this-
saying it's not wiggling in there?
Do you see it wiggling? I'll like look closer at the bottle to make sure I'm seeing it right.
You're seeing it right. It's not wiggling. It is still.
Yami is
look
just
back
like
at Yami,
very
like-
slightly like rocking back and forth.
Boy.
Yeah, the water, it's sloshing.
Everything else sloshing too?
I mean, we can all be theoretically sloshing.
Oh my.
Something
Yeah,
that
like-
is sloshed.
If the captain left this device amongst his personals, it is more than likely his ship is still at the dock. He wouldn't cast off without forewarning himself of storms.
Really?
that-
He seems kind of drunk to me.
Well,
Confirm would always forget about that.
I mean,
If
it's in a box
drunk.
under net that's been
It was
stuffed
kind of
with
it was kind of in there.
weird stuff. I'm just saying, like, maybe he has two. And this is like the backup.
hey, yes, that's probably right. Let's continue our investigation towards the docks then.
Yep.
Unless there's anything else here amongst his property that you guys would like to see.
Well, soon after this conversation, Enkai comes out. He was poking around in the workshop for a little bit, and he comes back into the living space with he's holding something in his hands. All right, well, if we're gonna go with the theory that he might have gone out scouting for Leviathan. Really hope he didn't, but if he did, Enkai holds out his hands, and there are 3 pearls in his hands. I took some from his supply. I didn't figure he would mind. Pointing at Mako, I don't think you need one of those. I'm just gonna hazard a guess, but these are diver pearls. If we're gonna be out on the water, just eat one of these. You'll be able to breathe water for 8 hours.
Yeah, I'm good.
Eat pearls?
Yeah, they're
Like,
they're not
swallow
they're
them?
not really pearls. These are the pearl divers. They make these so they can actually do their job.
So that means what are they?
I don't know. They're magic something. They're diver
Are they
pearls.
tasty?
Timeout.
I've never had one. I'm a Triton, so I don't need one. But well, I don't. Pointing at the 3 people who distinctively probably cannot breathe water, I figure it would be safe for some of you to have these on your person, just in case.
Do you have any big enough for a ferret and a red panda?
Oh shoot, I forgot. Hold on. He goes back in to the workshop, emerges with 2 more.
Oh.
Well, I guess that's covered.
Wait, so we're going out on the water today?
I don't know if we will, but if we are, just in case.
I didn't bring my swimsuit.
Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. This sounds kind of dangerous. Maybe we shouldn't go towards the docks.
We need like sun oil. Nobody's packed a picnic. There are so many things we don't have.
I think I agree. Exactly.
Oh.
I mean, we should totally go look for him, though. Like, totally.
I would appreciate the help.
Oh, don't look so glum. I'm sure he's fine.
He's probably fine, but I'm a worrier. I carry a lot of anxiety with me, so I would like to make sure that he's okay.
It's okay. Tap it out. Tap it out. It's okay. Tap it out.
It's fine.
I don't know what this is supposed to do.
It just helps soothe you, you know? Just self-soothing. Tap it out.
Right, did anyone find anything?
Yes.
I'll just like silently hold up the tsunami water.
It's sushi water.
Sushi water.
It's not. No.
Mhm.
There's a tsunami coming because the
No.
water's sloshing.
No.
And it's like, just like sushi. Wait, like tsunami is when they bring out a lot of sushi, right? That's like what it is.
Tsunami is
No.
that.
Yeah.
Tsunami is a
Why is
storm.
it bad? I mean, like, I feel like I would want to know when they bring out the buffet. Totally. That makes sense. But why would you need, like, a water to tell you that? Don't they have, like, a server with a bell or something?
No, a tsunami is a storm. A terrifying storm that destroys property and
How is
floods.
sushi scary?
What?
Guys, sushi's not scary. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's not sushi.
It's not
Like
It's
a
not-
rainstorm. It's not.
right.
What's rain?
A tsunami,
It's
not a sushinami.
I do not know how to answer the question, what is rain?
Rain?
Yeah.
It's
is it?
water from the sky.
Oh. Oh, that's super cool. Who came up with that?
It's been around for a while.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh my
Yeah?
god, what will they think of next? Okay, like...
Incredible. I know.
Right. To the dock?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Sniff it out, right? Keith and Yuri, go ahead and pick up a trail. Do your thing.
Yeah, if the weasel and the red panda would like to give me perception checks.
I'll try it. I don't know exactly what Keith's profession is. Let me look it up. Weasel.
Advantage, so that's roll 1.
Weasel has the same thing. Weasel for a weasel.
So 17 is
So
the higher.
17 for Yuri.
Just give me one moment. Let me take a look.
Absolutely, take the time you need. I think 17 is going to be pretty hard to beat, though. So with that, just taking one of the you take an old boot from the captain's personal effects and give it to Yuri. He holds it. He looks at you for a moment. With a "Do I really have to do this?" expression.
We need to find him. If you want to choose something else, you totally can. But, I feel like this would have the strongest scent. But if you see something else you would rather do, like...
So
There's like pants over there.
on Keith, he has +3 to it, so it's 20 on the advantage smell.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so we got a 20 and a 17.
So yeah, if there's anything, and Keith is not gonna. We'll sample it, but again, we'll not.
So Keith and Yuri, taking the captain's boot for a moment, they give it a sniff. They both recoil. They start to sniff the air. They kind of chatter amongst themselves, little animal speak going back and forth.
Oh.
And then they both look in the same direction. They look at all of you. Yuri points in that direction and begins to take off.
Oh snap!
Wow.
I mean, that's what a 17 and a 20 is going to get you.
Yeah.
Is Keith flying that way too, or what?
Yeah, he's hurrying along with Yuri.
Well,
I
after
guess
them.
follow them.
Running after them.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Go, go, go!
So the animals lead you further out into the southern edge of the dock district, where the actual docks proper sit overlooking the expansive waterscape. It is a rather busy day in port. I mean, this is just before noon. This is about the time where the fishermen are coming back in with their hauls and are carving things up and are packing things in. So it is a lot of foot traffic here on the docks. To the point where you kind of have to catch up to your animals, grab them, make sure that they don't get lost in the crowd, and just kind of follow where they sniff the air and look and point until you get to the water's edge, where there is this one of the more ricketier, older, not super well maintained docks. It's pretty reminiscent of a house you were just poking in, and this dock is entirely empty. There are mooring lines that are left on the dock, so there is evidence of a boat being stashed here, but it is empty.
Well,
Looks like he's
so
gone.
the mystery gets thicker.
It's
So-
like, okay, what kind of boat is this? Is it like a boat with a downstairs?
Can we tell from the empty space?
There's no boat.
Oh, okay.
There are mooring lines on the dock where a boat would be, but there's no boat.
I thought you said that there was an empty boat, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, never mind. I redact that.
He gone.
Okay. No, this is good. So he went to scout.
He's scouting.
How do we track him down?
Excellent. Perfect.
Why do we have to track him down? Didn't he say that he was gonna do this?
I feel like there was a breakdown in communication that has led to an increase in panic, and I feel like if we all just like take a breath, I
Right.
think everything will be okay.
Right. Perfect.
Also,
It's-
next time we should totally do a picnic instead. Just saying.
Yes. All these are great ideas.
Enkai is standing on the dock. He's just looking around, kind of rubbing the side of his face a bit nervously. Oh, I mean, it's a simple solution. He's gone out scouting, looking for the lair.
Right. I mean, doesn't that make sense?
DM, how worried does he look? Like on a scale of like my
Make an
cat died to oh my god, my parents are dead.
Make me an insight check if you don't mind.
Sure.
Why is this guy so freaking out unless he's like been involved? Like it.
9.
A 9. I mean, you're picking up surface level. He seems worried, but he's holding something back.
Oh, okay.
That's all that you pick up.
Right. Okay. So Hina will like come around, she'll like stand next to him and say, I know you're worried about the lobster guy because he drinks a lot of alcohol and also doesn't have a crew and took a boat out by himself to go scout. But like he's like a professional boat person, so he's totally fine.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Your like vocabulary is so interesting.
It oscillates. 25.
25.
Oh my god!
Enkai's shoulders, they visibly relax, they fall down. That's a good point. He's drunk, but he's not an idiot. He's been out there for a long time. I don't like that he left without telling us.
He did tell us.
He didn't tell us that he was casting off. That's something he would normally do. Like, it was... it was loosely planned, but nothing was figured out totally. And
I see.
Sando and I, we figured that the captain would come by and tell us right before he goes scouting, so we know when to expect him back. So it's, I don't know, it's worrying, but I'm sure he's fine. I'm sorry, all of you. I'm sorry to drag you into this.
Don't be sorry. You're clearly worried, and we want to make sure that you're not worried. So I'm going to turn to, crap, Mako.
Marco!
Mako. Mako, I believe that you said that you were staying by the docks or knew people who worked at the docks.
Yes.
Do they have somebody who keeps track of like when boats come and go? Do you know?
Does she know? I don't know if she knows.
You know she knows.
I don't know if she knows.
You
I
know
know she knows.
Well,
she knows.
you definitely know, a handful of the Lokatha community. Just you know, go ahead and give me a luck check. Just give me, roll me a flat D100.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make it a crazy DC, but just for
56?
all right, yeah, 56. You know that one of the Lokatha, they're like a dock. They help one of the quartermasters. They're the people who manage the ins and outs of ships going out. You believe that this is their district, like this particular area of the dock. Like the dock, it has sections, it has segments. There are different areas that different quartermasters oversee. You believe that this would be the portion that your associate works around.
Okay. And yeah, she'll respond, yeah, I know someone that, well, he's not the quartermaster. He does work with the quartermaster, so I could ask him, to keep an eye on, anything that comes in and see if the captain comes back.
Perfect. We'll ask the quarter of a master, right? And everything will be great.
Oh, master.
Yeah. Is he just like really short? Is that what they call him, quartermaster? Because he's like quarter the size. Just like really tiny.
I haven't met the quartermaster, so I don't know.
Oh my god. What an interesting job title.
It's
Job requirement: you must be 3 feet tall.
Yeah. Quarter of the master. Totally. Makes sense.
And that's not a quarter, because then you'd be 12, but you know, like, quarter would be really you'd be tiny sized. So
just about being promoted to 5/8 of a master. Wonderful.
It makes sense.
It perfectly does. I don't understand why.
Okay. So do we have to go find this quarter of a master person?
Where is this quarter of a master?
I'm pretty sure I just was gonna talk to the Lokatha person, and then like the Lokatha person will tell me when the quartermaster has heard of the captain coming back in. So
I mean, you're welcome
we
to go
we
scout.
can go.
Out. You're welcome to
We can
go
go
scout
find
out.
him.
Anyone who wants to make me a perception or investigation check to find the quartermaster and their associate may do so.
Sir?
Mako, you know that you're looking for a rather eel-like Lokatha, like one that is kind of lithe with a very long neck, kind of like that, you know, that classic moray face with the big jaw and the beady eyes.
Yes.
You know this individual to be, let's call him Tabata.
I like that name.
Yeah, Tabata.
All A's and
Investigation.
vowels.
Tabata.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Looking for that quarter of a master myself.
All right, well, 15 and a 21. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that away from you guys. With Mako's description, it does take you a few minutes just of searching around the dock, especially with how crowded it is. But Lokatha, though they exist in the city, they're still pretty much kind of like standout individuals. They're not too hard to spot in a crowd. And you do see the very moray-esque visage of Tabata, who is tailing this elvish individual that is holding a large unraveled scroll, and is just kind of like talking to other dock workers, checking things off, just keeping the general flow of the workplace on the dock going.
Hmm. Well, what's of a master found, I guess. What's our next play?
Well, you spot them out.
Yeah, were we gonna go like talk to them? Why are we finding them?
That's
Sure.
up to you.
Excuse me, Mr. Quarter of a Master, sir. Hello.
You yell this out. The quartermaster turns. I'm not gonna make a roll. They hear you. Hello. Did you need something?
Hey. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So there was a boat over in that lane over there, and it left sometime, we think, this morning. Do you happen to know what time it left?
I do, but it wasn't this morning. That's for Captain. Kind of like goes through the scroll a bit. Akihiko Saito, right? Enkai. Yes, that's the captain. Right. It looks like he voyaged out sometime last night near midnight.
Midnight.
Whoa. That is unexpected.
Yep, and it doesn't look like he's checked in as docked back in, so he's been out since.
Been out since midnight? Oh, wow. Never mind. We should be worried, guys. I'm gonna cover Enkai's ears. I'm gonna cover Enkai's ears. No. I'm gonna be like, Enkai, everything's fine. I'm gonna cover Enkai's ears, and I'm gonna be like, guys, we should be totally worried. Oh my god. No, Enkai, everything's gonna be great. It's fine. I'm sure he's fine.
He kind of like steps away from your hands covering his ears. No, I don't think we're okay. I think this is very, very bad. Like,
I think you might be right.
He didn't tell us that he was going out. I don't know why he was going out, if it was to scout or for something else, but the fact that he's gone for this long, that's not okay, right? I'm not alone in thinking that.
I mean, okay, guys. I want to say don't panic, but panicking seems like a bit more like appropriate.
Me too.
Mako will like hold up her hand and like wait until everyone else is like stopping speaking all the time before she is saying something. She's just like,
there's a bit of a back and forth between Hina and the worried Enkai, but there is a moment where they both take a breath, and Kai's kind of like running his hands through his hair, and it is a moment of silence for you to speak up if you want, Mako.
So, how do you know he left at midnight? Do you have some people watching? And if so, did they see did he look okay?
Well, we always have quartermasters that rotate on the docks every 8 hours. We like to keep things strict. The docks are watched, and the captain would have had to come by one of us to have his boat unmoored, and the time was written down. She kind of like unravels the scroll a bit. See, right there? And there's the previous quartermaster's seal saying that the ship was unraveled. It has not yet since been reported that he's come back.
Who can we talk to the previous quartermaster?
I don't know
Are they
where
like
he goes after
asleep?
his shift. Yeah.
Can you tell us his name?
Sure. His, like, this quartermaster, seeing that all of you are worried that you're in investigation, right, that would be, Gomi Naokiro.
Gomi Nakiro.
Nahiro.
Nahiro. Sorry.
Yes. No worries. I don't know where he goes after his shift. We don't all interact with each other outside of work very much. I don't know where he lives. If you can find him, he's, he's human. He's maybe 50. I don't really... He's just a guy.
Just a guy.
Oh my god, I know so many just guys. Like, maybe he's one of them.
Luckily, we just got.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Quarter of a Master.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you find your friend. If he's lost at sea, you might want to bring that up with the Seafarers Guild.
I don't think. Well, did we ever find out if this ship had a lower deck? Was it a big ship?
Enkai
No,
speaks up.
we have no idea.
No. Captain, he lost his old ship a few years ago, and really his boat it's just that. It's a tiny fishing vessel.
So he could realistically navigate it by himself. He wouldn't be, like, forced on it and have to have more than one crew
Right.
to make it go,
He
right?
wouldn't need a full crew to man it.
I didn't say a full crew. Would he be able to man his ship alone? Just to see if he could go alone.
No,
Is that possible?
he's done it plenty of times before. He can man that thing by himself.
Okay,
He's a very competent sailor.
So he could have left alone without any crew and anyone else with him. And he's done it before in the past. But it's very, very rare for a sailor to leave at night, especially one that has the ability to predict storms ahead of himself. You guys think that he left on his ship alone?
I mean, that's why we're going to talk to the other quartermaster, is to see, like, what he looked like, if he was alone, all that sort of stuff.
Yes, most people. What time is it right now? Is it like later in the morning?
Yeah, this is later morning before noon.
And all the masters must be giants, because these guys are already huge. Like,
You guys are always working. Well, if we find out that he left alone through investigation, then the only real problem is why. The only thing we found is that he did find a new intriguing sea monster.
he's obsessed like the book. It's just like the book, you guys.
I was not going to mention it, but I think you're onto something here.
Totally obsessed.
I think even if it isn't by his own accord, what if the monster is calling to him?
Oh my goodness.
That's
Like the
quite the
monster can
job.
sing?
Like the monster could sing.
I mean, like, how is the monster sending letters, though? Like, that seems like a lot. I mean, unless water... Can you write water letters?
I don't know.
Like the bottles... Oh my goodness, they put the bottles in the water, and they're like, oh my god, he's in love with the monster. And then they broke up, and that's why he's hunting the monster. Totally. Oh my god, that makes so much sense.
And there you go. We have cracked the puzzle. Obviously. Done. What's next on our adventuring profile?
It's just like such a cute romance. I mean, they could just talk it out. You don't have to kill your ex, but I guess
Sometimes it comes to that.
things happen. I feel like you could handle this in a healthier way. Oh my god, maybe that's why he's drinking so much. He's trying to drown the pain.
Oh my goodness, it's all coming together full circle.
It just makes so much sense. It's actually really, really cute.
I'm getting a little verklempt around here. Starting to puff up around my eyes.
She like dabs like the sides of her mask with like a little tissue. It's just so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. Man and monster in love.
We have to help these star-crossed lovers, guys.
Mako has just like been standing there, just like looking between the two of you, getting like slowly more and more confused where you're getting this like logic from. Like it's great if true, but like where were the clues? Like
Sometimes you
what?
just have to feel it in your gut.
Like right there in front of you, Mako. You just need to pay attention. Like, obviously.
I mean, it goes in steps, Marco. Pay attention. We're quick.
Okay, well, we need to find this Gumi guy. Gummy guy? Gumi guy. Gumi guy.
Gummy.
You
Yeah.
me?
Gummy. Gummy.
Go with the bold
I
mate.
think trying to track down the last quartermaster, is that really what we want to do?
No.
I mean, what else were we gonna do? We
Hey.
could wait, right? And that would be maybe he'll come back totally fine. If he doesn't come back fine, that would be a problem. But like, I mean, if we do nothing, the outcome becomes the same. Like, we'll have to report him to the Fish Guild guy. But if we go to this quartermaster guy and it turns out he wasn't in trouble, then we don't have to worry. But if he was in trouble, then we have to worry. But unless they're like star-crossed lovers, then we should like give them privacy. But we should figure that out first.
I don't
like,
think that's the case. I don't think that is ever going to be the case. For a number of reasons. So, assuming that he might be in trouble, well, he could be in trouble at this moment. And the more
Then
that
we need to
peter
tell them
around,
that?
he's going to be in more trouble.
But we need to figure out that he's in trouble. We can't just alert the guild with no evidence, right?
Thank you. Exact.
Unless we can.
Can we?
How long do
What?
people have to be missing for you to report them?
I don't know.
Day.
This is not something I've ever had to deal with. If we try and go to the guild, my instinct is that there's going to be a lot of stuff that we have to get through, a lot of dumb bureaucracy that's going to stop us from getting out there and finding him safe and sound as quick as I would want.
So you
What?
want us to go out there?
Want us to do? Go
Personally,
out?
yes.
Wait,
Wait,
do you have a boat?
No, I was going to ask if any of you had a boat, or maybe if any of you know someone that has a boat.
It's in my pocket. Just a moment. Let me find my boat.
You have a boat in your pocket?
Have a boat?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Even the thought. If we were rich enough to have a boat, what are you talking about?
Well,
That's
maybe
our
one of you knows someone who has a boat.
I mean,
Do we? Mako?
I still know a bunch of dock workers in like Lokatha, but I don't.
Enough to
I mean, we all got here on boats, so technically we all know people who were on boats.
My goodness. Come on. We don't really.
I mean, Yami, do you know anybody who has a boat? Or like maybe Mako?
No, of course I don't. No.
No? That was like really like curt.
very defensively.
We all just like stop and look at Yami like,
Yeah, like
That's
Yami,
weird.
that was very quickly defended. What gives with that response at that pace? Do you know someone with a boat?
No, definitely not. Never met any sailors or dock workers ever in my coming here.
Wait,
Yeah.
but then how did you get here if you met no sailors or dock workers?
Yami? I would like insight on that comment, mate.
Please roll me an insight. Yami, roll and add the appropriate modifier.
I would like to incite that, if I might. Insight.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Clarabelle,
Aw.
you can tell that she's lying through her teeth. Not doing a great job about it. She's slurring through her words. The booze still very much in her head. She knows someone.
Well, does anyone else pick up on it, or
I can try and do an insight.
I mean, anyone who wants to do an insight may do so.
It's higher than a 5.
It's higher than a 5. Yami is lying. You know that, Mako.
Just kind of like look at Yami, like very kind of like curiously, of like what's like, and just like what's going on? Like, why is she lying? You know, like that's what she's thinking. It's like
Definitely, whatever deals with boats is heavy in her past. Probably doesn't want to associate with it again.
a 6 is still higher than a 5.
6 is still higher than a 5. Hina, you are aware that Yami is lying.
I mean, if she doesn't want to talk about boats, we don't gotta talk about boats. Totally get it.
Yeah.
There's somebody you love on a boat and they left you. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can never speak of them again. They're dead.
I think we should go see Gomi.
I mean, we have to find Gomi. We have to find somebody who knows where Gomi is. Or we can get a boat.
It would be good to find Gomi if we could.
I mean,
Can
Mako, do you know anybody with a boat? Like, you know a lot of, like, boat people, right? You said you know boat people.
You're a boat person?
Can I make a roll to see if I know anybody with a boat?
The boat!
Of the various Lokatha, have they talked about anyone with a boat? Do they have a boat?
Yeah, go ahead and just give me another luck check if you wouldn't mind.
Really, you're utilizing my connections here. 67. 7.
Yes, you know someone with a boat.
No boat.
There are enough Lokatha in the place that you've been staying. You've talked to them over the past few weeks. At least one of them works or operates their own vessel.
Sweet.
Go use it!
I will mention
Have a
this.
listen. Harpoons?
Actually, I do know someone with a boat. It's another Lokatha. We all sleep in the same.
I've forgotten the word. What's it called? I wanted to call it like a rest house, and that's like not the right word.
Way house.
Way house. Thank you.
We all sleep in the same way house. Mostly, for the most part, because it has pools and things. So that's how I know. I hang out with them in the evenings. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I know someone with a boat. We can try and find him and ask.
Do I happen to remember how big the boat was that this person mentioned, or is it like mini boat? You know, like is it?
You don't know.
Okay, they just mentioned boat.
You just in casual conversation know that this person. Let me get you a name. Pull up my my list of random names.
More Lokatha names.
Her name is Koda June.
Koda June.
June.
Yep.
It's a boat.
A boat. Okay.
Koda June being this koi like Lokatha. Very like Lokatha are pretty distinct, but she's got the full on like orange tiger, orange and black patterns, the one big fin that goes down, and the long fishy whiskers. So not an easy individual to miss.
Well,
We can go look for Koda. She has a boat. She looks like a koi. She looks kind of like, most like me. I'm all like, like bluish green, and she's like white and orange and black and has all sorts of patterns.
So, do you know where Koda presides?
Yeah, like where's Koda right now?
Let's go to her right now. Is that
I mean,
right?
is Koda on her boat like right now? Because then she wouldn't be here.
I
Right.
don't know where she is right now.
Let's go check
I'm
out.
gonna say, I'm gonna
do I
say
know what a
that you know
fisherman is?
that Coda is a fisherman, so this would be the time that probably her vessel is docked back up, probably unpacking whatever they hauled out from this morning.
Okay.
Oh,
That way we go then.
let's do it.
She'd be coming back right now, actually. So, we can go that way.
Let's go check it out.
All right. Is that the group consensus? Gonna go
We
find
are
Coda June?
going. We want to boat. We want to go make sure this guy's at ease and find out where the captain went to.
I mean,
Hey,
I've raced my
Coda,
car.
can we use your boat?
Well, there's a man missing, and we just want to scope out a few things along the coast.
The way
Yeah.
to Coda's boat, I will ask people if they know like where Gomi is, like the other quarter of a master.
Make me a luck check. I'm not gonna give you any kind of charisma skill. Make me a luck check on this.
Yeah. Totally. 58.
What a
58.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Okay.
Nobody that you ask has any indication of where the quartermaster Gomi might be at this time.
Okay.
Uh,
When's his next shift?
That would be the evening shift, so not until about 8 o'clock at night.
That I can work with that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So quite a while from now. In any case,
Yeah.
Mako, using your knowledge
Hi.
of the Lokatha community, you track down where Coda June's fishing vessel is docked here in the dockboard, and it is indeed there. You spot
Ooh.
the orange and black pattern of the Koi Lokatha from a mile away, easy enough to pick out in the crowd. There is this like mid-size, like kind of long but thin fishing vessel that is bobbing gently in the water, and a crew of about 10 to 12 individuals that are offloading fish and oysters off of the boat and are packing them up dockside right where they are. Coda seems to be kind of managing the whole thing. Like, she's directing people where they're taking off the cargo. She's dealing with one of the various quartermasters in the district she is actually talking to, and like they're inspecting what the ship has caught, making sure just that everything's okay. So Coda seems to be the one who is in charge of this whole operation.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's, try and make our way over to her, I guess, and talk to her about our problem.
Well, you can certainly walk up on the dock. It is very bustling busy. You kind of have to maneuver your way through the people
Fine.
who are bringing up fish and other seafood. Coda June is there.
So, we'll kind of walk up to her, and just kind of stand there in the peripherals, just kind of
Hi, Coda.
She turns your direction. Oh, hi, Mako. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, that's good to hear. I haven't seen you down here ever, really. Is everything okay?
Oh, well, so that's the thing. I'm fine. And my friends are fine.
You just drop on down to see me then?
Oh, you are a little worried about someone who might not be fine. He went out on his ship last night at midnight, and he doesn't usually do that, and we think he might be in trouble, and you were the only person I knew with a boat, and so we were wondering if we could use it?
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, with advantage.
Yep, for a reason.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh god, I forgot I had a -2 to charisma.
I'll whisper behind
Oh, it's
Mako, "You got this," and give her an inspiration.
Ooh, alright. You may
funny.
add a d6 to that if you'd like.
Okay, I shall do that. 1d6?
Yeah, D6, 1d6.
Dang, got a 12
All right,
total.
yeah, it brings a 9 up to a 12, which was the number that I put in my head.
Oh my god.
You see Coda June looks over, like, just kind of looks at all of her crew members that are in the process of unpacking all they haul. They're all tired. They've all been working this morning. Kind of like rubs the back of her neck, kind of like fiddles with the ridge going down her back. Well, if one of my fellow sailors is in trouble, that's a good reason to go out and investigate. Besides, Bond told me that you brought us some really nice stuff back to the brine hole, so...
Is that why I had advantage?
That is why you had advantage, yes. For for supplying your Lokatha context with illegal booze, you got advantage on this.
Oh my god.
I guess I can do you this favor. Do any of you know how to sail? I'd like to ensure that none of my crew have to come with us. They're tired. They've earned the day off. So, do any of you know how to sail?
Been around ships? Most of I haven't ever like sailed a boat on my
Oh,
own,
boy.
but like I've been
Can
around
any of you
them.
pull on ropes?
Nope.
Strength real quick.
Maybe.
Pull on ropes. Check. Sail?
Yes,
I might be
that
able
would
to
be for the
hold
sails.
on to a rope. Could try.
Sail?
Good enough. I'll see if I can.
Good
ask
enough.
Some of my crew to stay, but
I look at Enkai. I'm like, do you know how to sail? Like,
I'm a chef. I don't know how to sail.
Professional sailor?
I can hold ropes. That is the thing I can do. I can hold ropes.
Ropes. He can. So can I.
Right. Well, I'll ask if any of my crew can stay. Only a few of them. I'm not gonna take the whole crew. And
That's okay.
we can cast off maybe just when we finish with all the unpacking. So,
Excellent.
thank you.
of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome
Thank
to come
you.
Sailors
aboard,
that
get as
come with
comfortable
us
as
to
you
get
can in a
running.
bobbing piece of wood. And we'll set out when we can.
Setting out when we can. Awesome.
Da-da-da-da. All right, the seafaring portion of this campaign begins now.
Begins now as all of you step aboard Coda June's fishing boat. It's maybe about just under an hour or so that it takes these sailors to offload all of their haul and pack it all up in for the quartermaster to make sure everything's fine. It is a fairly slow process. And
Got
part
a lot of
time,
fish then.
yeah. Well, part of that time is also Coda June like debriefing her crew and telling them about the situation, and some of them volunteer to stay aboard and help the rest of you, but they still take a moment to stay on land, get a drink, freshen themselves up, and then hop aboard back on the vessel. You have about 3 crew members that are going to stay on the boat with you. It's not a full crew, but for a vessel this size, it's manageable. It's manageable. With that being said, as it's about time, after Coda June has checked with the quartermaster, making sure that it's okay to go back out on the water, she turns to you all. Well, do we know where we're going?
Around.
Round is a long, long way.
Oh,
I'm gonna like look at Enkai and ask if he like knows if the captain mentioned any particular areas that would go to.
Roughly. I think it's just in the Cape, east of here. It's not terribly far. Right, well, I can get you to the cape, and if we see anything, we'll see anything. Everyone ready?
We're ready.
I like that energy. I'm gonna ask again. Everyone ready?
We're ready.
Bon voyage! I have my little handkerchief doing the thing off the back of the boat.
There it is. All right, crew, we're casting off. And with that, the dockhands, they unmoor the fishing vessel. They get it pushed out into the water, catching a current that brings them out into the port. For this, Coda is going to be the head of this check. But to lower the DC of, navigating, it's not terribly high, it's calm waters, but to help mitigate that, if anyone would like to help out on deck, this can include a number of checks, including perhaps survival or nature to spot out more easily accessible currents in the water, perhaps an athletics check to handle rigging and sails. If you can think of something to help Coda on this this journey, managing the ship, you are welcome to give me a relevant check.
I have proficiency in all three of those things you just mentioned.
Well, it can be any of those three. It could be something else. So if anyone has a check in mind they would like to give me, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I don't know if I'm much help on the ocean, being a desert dweller, so I
That's fair.
give guidance anything I could, but this is really not my element.
All right, fair enough.
From city to the ocean, perfect.
Yeah, right.
Fair enough.
I'll try and do like the looking out for good waters and like water-based kind of looking at the ocean and telling good directions to go and like that sort of thing.
All right, give me a nature check.
No problem, hopefully. I think I didn't toggle advantage off, did I?
Okay, well, yeah, no, you handily beat the DC. So staying
yeah
with a 21, standing at the front of the ship, keeping keeping a weather eye out on the sea. You spot a couple of easy currents where the water is very gentle, but heading off in a certain direction towards the cape. It is a current that's going to take you where you need to go and not get caught in rough waters. That does bring the DC of the captain's check down by 1. The captain's check, by the way, she has to beat, it was a 14 before, it is now a 13.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
mean...
Come on, Keith.
Is there a check that you'd like to make? Anything you can think of?
The only thing I can do is persuade the crew to do, like, a great job. Like, I can be a great cheerleader. I am such a good cheerleader. They're like, you are amazing at holding that rope. You are doing such a great job.
I'll allow it. I'll allow
awesome.
a persuasion check. It is a slightly harder DC because that is, it's less of a practical application and more of just a morale thing.
Right.
Oh.
So proud of you.
16.
So proud of
16, that is just above the DC. So, yeah, Hina, having you aboard turns out to be perfect for morale, as even though these sailors who were tired from the morning's work that had just undergone a voyage, having... well, someone of your capabilities cheering them on, it does bolster their spirits. They do put in a bit more effort, shoulder a bit more responsibility, and the handling of the ship goes by quite smoothly. That brings the DC of ship handling down from 13 to 12. I'm going to go ahead and Enkai is going to give... he's going to make an athletics check to help with the rigging. I gotta double check what his athletics score is. I don't know if he has proficiency in this. He does, actually.
Nice.
So he's gonna go ahead and make this check. And with a dirty 20, a 15 plus 5.
Nice.
Very much. Enkai determined to find his friend, the captain, and bring him back to safety. Though he's not really been on a ship before, it's not his area of expertise. He can be where people tell him to be and do what people tell him to do. So he holds onto rigging ropes. He pulls on them to get the sails in alignment. He is surprisingly deft with his hands, enough to tie secure knots and keep things in place. And that just makes the whole process of even with a light crew managing the ship all the better. That brings the DC down from, 12 down to 11. Because it was 14 originally, and that's 3 successes. So that brings Coda June's check down to 11. She's making a survival check, as this is a water vehicles check. She has a plus 7 to this. So all she needs to roll is a 4 or above.
Come on, Coda. Let's
see if she can do this. She rolls an 11 plus 7 makes 18.
7?
Yeah! Go, Coda!
So, I'm over here like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, very easily. She is familiar with these waters. She has a crew to help her out, and with all of you giving direction, giving spirit, it is smooth sailing, quite literally. Even as the day drags on to become, noon and into early afternoon, where it starts to get quite warm, the sun is just beating down on all of you. Yami, you're having a particularly hard time. It's about this time that you're starting to sober up. Like, you don't know if it's the sea air or if it's just the sun drying you out, but the alcohol is leaving your system. You are no longer intoxicated, because I'm gonna say the 2-hour mark is up. I rolled 2 hours for your intoxication. So it's about this time where it is getting later in the day, temperature rising, the sun beating down as the ship is rounding the cape into this bay area here on the island where Myota is situated. The city is it's not exactly behind you, it's more like to the left of you, but you've rounded an area to where the city is a bit distant. It's kind of hidden by the rolling hills of the island. It's not all of it is visible. All you can really see are like the tops of the pagodas peeking up over the hills, the very distinct skyline of Myota, and even that becomes a bit minuscule the farther into the cape that you get. You guys are here. You're in a big expanse of water. Everyone roll me perception checks. Okay. Because I assume it's about this time, and I'm gonna roll for Enkai as well. A 4 for Yami. And nat 1 for Mako.
Oh man.
A 10 on Satoshi Clarabelle.
18.
Oh, and an 18 on Hina. And Enkai rolled a 3. Unfortunately, he does not. He does not have perception.
So the bottom one is Yuri.
Oh, actually, I'm not allowing Yuri to roll for this for a very specific reason.
Oh no!
Oh no! Is he in a bag with a book?
Oh my god! No! Yuri, you bastard!
Hina, with the 18 perception, that is higher than everyone else has rolled. Let's see, Coda June. She has a 7 to this. And with the 7, she gets a total of 9. So, yeah. Yeah, I rolled I rolled a 2 for her. I rolled a 3 for Enkai.
Oh, boy.
So, that's pretty bad across the board, except for you, Hina, who, as you're staring at, kind of like leaning on the side of the boat, just staring out into the water, you see, slightly tucked into the mouth of the bay, kind of like not exactly wedged against the rocks, but it's close to the rocks, bobbing in the water, is a small vessel, a small boat. And you can't quite tell it's far away, but as you're leaning over, looking, you don't see anyone there. And the boat isn't moving, as though it were anchored.
Excuse me, Miss Boat Lady.
Yes?
That's another boat.
She's gonna remake the perception check. It's a 23 on that.
That's much better, thank
Coda
you.
June looks over. That it is. A vessel spotted. Is that what you're looking for?
Or
Enkai?
Enkai will remake the check. Natural 19.
Shoot, okay. We just needed
Yeah.
to all, like, blink a little.
It's like once it's pointed out to you, you can see it clearly.
Enkai, he like looks across the horizon. His eyes lock on something. He squints. You see the color in his face drain a bit. I think that's it. I think that's the captain's boat.
Whoa.
Let's go.
I mean, I don't think it's moving. Unless it is moving and I just can't tell.
No, as Coda June's fishing vessel turns towards the boat bobbing in the surf, you get closer and closer to it, and you see that it is not going anywhere. It is bobbing with the current, but it is anchored roughly where it is. And the fishing vessel closes in. You see this small, like 12-foot dinghy, like a single sail boat, completely empty. There are a number of harpoons and nets and other supplies that are left in the boat, but there's no signs of life.
Are we, like, up against land, or is this just, like...
How far off is it? Yeah.
You're getting closer, like, it is uncomfortably close to the reefs, to the point where you guys aren't, like, up against the boat. Coda June is very specific in where she sails by this vessel. You get close enough to see what's there and see that there's no... From a first glance, there's nobody in it, but the fishing vessel is maybe a good 200 feet from the shore being, like, these rocky cliffs.
Interesting.
No sign of the captain.
Do we see him anywhere?
No, not at all.
Maybe
Huh?
he's on the island.
Only place it can be besides underwater.
Right.
I mean, that would be, like, really dangerous. Like, that seems like... Oh my god, he is underwater, isn't he?
If he's not, if he did get on the island, how did he get onto it?
Can he swim?
Assume so.
The
Oh,
well,
Well,
so.
he's a sailor. He knows how to swim, so yeah.
is the coral and reefs dangerous to be swimming about through, or
It
is it
depends.
clear that he could swim to the island no problems?
Coda June speaks up. Not really much out here. The reefs, they're dangerous. There's a pretty harsh undertow in this area. You wouldn't want to go swimming.
No one on the boat.
No one in the boat.
Any clues on the boat? Who's anything left there that we could tell? Like,
Do y'all want to get on the boat?
I mean, I think so, right?
Okay. Oh,
Maybe.
Polish cryptid raiding with a party of 5. Thank you.
Hello?
Thank
Hey.
you. Thank everyone who's just joined us. We are Outlying Adventures. We're a D&D stream. We're kind of just about to wrap up, not too long from the end here, but we would like to welcome you to the end of our stream. Adventurers, you see an empty fishing boat bobbing in the current, directing Captain Coda June to sail up close enough. Those of you who would like to get inside of the fishing, the smaller boat, may do so. With a bit of help from the crew, you jump in, or you're like kind of helped into the boat. It bobs a bit more as you settle in. You see It is empty. There are harpoons. There are nets. Polish Cryptid, thank you for the follow. You see that there is a small, like, little... It's just a box. I had another word, but I just a little container with more diver pearls inside. About 4 diver pearls, but there's room for a lot more. But there's no sign of the captain.
Okay, then.
I think Hina would stay in the other boat.
Okay,
because...
Hina's staying on the boat. Enkai jumps into the captain's boat. Like, he very much gets into the small boat, roots around. Yeah, this is his. I don't know where he is, but I'm afraid that there's only one place he could be.
And where's that?
His eyes drift to the water.
Well,
like I said, I didn't bring my swimsuit.
I don't want to go to the water.
Isn't it dangerous? What is in this
with
water?
Thank you.
You're asking Kotojun.
Yeah, excuse me, Captain Boat Lady.
Oh,
Captain Boat Lady.
There's the undercurrent. That's rather dangerous to go swimming in. You might get pulled under the reef. The various types of coral, they can be sharp and they can irritate the skin. You ever heard of fire coral? It's not fun to rub up against. You just a little bit of contact on the skin and you're itching for weeks. There's also the poisonous fugu fish. There are a couple of species of shark that inhabit these waters. It's a very diverse biome, which makes it great for fishing, but not the best place to go swimming. Enkai, ignoring all of that, you see him take one of the diver pearls.
That's nice.
He cracks it between his teeth.
I thought he could breathe underwater.
Shoot, I forgot.
Maybe?
I forgot.
Perhaps.
He's a Triton. The captain's an elf. So, I'm gonna say he does it for luck. He cracks a diver pearl between his teeth. I'm going down. I wouldn't ask any of you to go with me if you don't want to.
Nope.
But I'm afraid that he's down there. And I have to check. I have to see. I have to know.
I can go with you. I'm pretty good at swimming, actually.
I say, as the other, like, fish-type person. Yeah, I can swim. Like, oh, really?
And I would be grateful for your help. The rest of you, you're welcome to stay. This would be dangerous, but I'm going.
Good luck.
Yami? I doubt it.
I don't know about this, guys.
Going to watch the boat and make sure that it's floating.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that's a good job for me managing this stuff up here. You don't really need me down there.
how about this? How about you guys just go down there real quick, look around, see if he's there, right?
Right?
Yeah, see any signs of him, and then come back and like report what you find.
I love that idea. It's a very dry idea.
Okay,
Yeah, very.
Okay, that's not bad.
Don't
Love
stay
that,
down
like,
there
the
too long.
the entire party besides, like, Mako is just like, actually, I'd really prefer not to get in the water. It's like, what? Guys, we came out here on the... Whatever.
I mean, look, like, I'm gonna turn to Mako and I'm gonna say, Mako, I have a feeling that Enkai is in a really vulnerable, like, emotional state, and he may do something rash, and, like, you are a perfect counterbalance to make sure he doesn't do anything rash. Right?
Ooh,
Yeah, you are, like, the best person for the job.
you're the best person by far.
You're so good
she's,
at
like,
talking to
blushing
people.
and just like, oh.
You're, like, perfect at talking to people. Everyone loves you. Like,
Actually underwater.
yeah, just use, like, your wiles to, like, get him out of trouble.
You'll see eye to eye.
My wiles?
Yeah, your wiles.
I don't
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, your wiles. Yeah.
Wilds.
I don't think I have any.
Oh no. You have wiles. Believe me. Just trust your gut. Trust your gut. And I mean, okay, you don't have any hair. Does Mako have hair?
No! She's a fish!
I don't know. She could have hair. I don't know.
No, she doesn't have any hair. Not a
No hair?
single hair on her. No.
Oh my.
Not
All
Okay.
scales.
Oh, okay. Well, here, and I'm gonna give her my lucky hairpin. Be like, you just hold on to
thanks.
this. Just like pin it to her and be like,
Yeah, I could put it on like my little kimono and just kind of
yeah. Like, just trust yourself. You got this.
You're a winner.
And if it gets too dangerous, just like, bail.
and leave him behind.
I mean, he seems a little rash. I mean, he is in a crazy, vulnerable state right now.
You don't have to be faster than the shark.
You just gotta
It's a
outrun
bad metaphor.
I'm just okay. Look, nothing against sharks. I'm sure they're lovely fish.
Love predators.
Yeah, if they try to like eat you, unless they're sharks that don't eat you, because there's some sharks that like don't eat.
Yeah.
Mako,
Yeah.
you hear it's less that you hear it, but you feel kind of like a chuckling in the back of your head. just to
Yeah,
She's
this
right, you know.
conversation. This conversation is very pertinent to my personal past history, but I don't think you guys know that.
Regardless, Enkai
No.
takes in a
Here we
deep
go.
breath. He's leaning over the edge of the small boat. He looks up at you, Mako. You ready?
First into trouble, you guys gotta come back, okay?
We will. I promise. And he
I'm gonna
dives
hold you
into
to
the water.
that.
As he's diving, I'll
not-
say, if you're not back in 3 days.
3 days. That's a lot of days. Oh my
It's a lot
God.
of days. I don't think you guys are staying out here that long.
I would give them like 30 minutes at most.
It's probably more reasonable.
What?
Mako will
What?
attempt to execute a very graceful dive into the waters. I think she can
Give it
do
to
it.
9.8.
Go ahead and give me either an acrobatics or performance check. One of
Okay.
those two. Whichever you feel is more appropriate.
Go.
Probably acrobatics, because like she's not trying to make it like showy. It's just like it's the best way to get into the water. It's how she's always done it.
Showy. We want showy.
Well, that's an 8. An 8
Oh,
on
well.
acrobatics.
Oh.
You do a relatively graceful belly flop into the water.
Fine.
You
Fine.
clutching onto the hairpin that Hina gave you that is now on your kimono, you step up onto the side of the fishing vessel. You breathe in
I'm sorry.
you breathe in the ocean air. I'm sorry.
Can I actually interrupt? I was petting a cat, so I didn't get to say it when I should have.
Oh, fair enough.
So instead of a belly flop, I'd see this as a possible thing that could happen, and I don't want puppy fish to look silly in
Aw.
front of everybody.
Don't
Can I give her my 16 that I rolled?
Yep.
Oh.
So, Yami, you have a brief vision. You kind of like space out for a moment, and you see this possible future where Mako runs off the side of the boat, kind of tripping on the way as she makes the leap, kind of tumbling in the air and smashing onto the surface of the water. You kind of gasp back into reality as you see Mako readying herself to jump, and you just reach out, touch her shoulder, just like give her a silent nod. And Mako, you instantly feel this surge of acrobatic skill that you've never felt in your entire life as you're standing there at the edge of the fishing vessel. You breathe in the salty air. This is the furthest out to sea that you've been in the past few weeks, you recall? And with that, you close your eyes, clutching onto the hairpin. You jump out, you tumble, you kind of like do this graceful flip and roll off the side of the boat. You actually almost misjudge the distance and fall into the smaller boat. You open your eyes just as you see yourself rocketing towards that boat. You lash out your flippers and you do kind of like a hand spring off of the second boat and
Nice. Fine.
splash very gracefully into the water.
10.
Yami,
You just found a sign somewhere.
I'm gonna give you a point of inspiration for that wonderful use of your portent roll.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, I'm in the water.
Yeah.
Fine, I can breathe
In
water.
the water.
I have a swim speed, so like.
You can, and I know
Fine.
that you guys can't hear it because the Discord bot is messed up this week.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and get something just a bit more
Perfect.
ominous,
Oh no.
for at least the audience can hear. Just a bit of ominous ambiance. You know the one
That's
that I like to
fine.
use.
Oh.
I love ending on an ominous note.
Oh.
Mako,
Yeah.
you dive into the water shortly after Enkai made his descent in the surf below. As you are a Lokatha, you are accustomed to water. You can breathe,
good.
you can move around, you can see perfectly fine. It is an environment in which you are very comfortable. You see that there is an anchor that is attached to the captain's small boat. The rope going down 60, 70, 80, about 120 feet
Water's
down.
deep.
This water is rather deep. It goes down about 120 feet before it is anchored onto the reefs below.
Okay.
The instant that you are in this water, you feel it fighting against you. Like, even though
geez.
you are completely accustomed to an environment like this, you find yourself ever so slightly struggling against the undertow, to the point where you have to grab onto the anchor rope to get your bearings,
Jeez.
to look around, and Enkai does the same. He attaches himself to the rope, securing himself, looking around. I would like you to make me a perception check, and Enkai is going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Big rolls! Come on, please. Go!
I can try my best. Heck yeah.
That's good.
That's really good. Enkai rolled a 9, so I'm glad that you rolled that 20. That more than makes
Nailed
up
it.
for it.
Away!
Enkai is struggling. He's frantically looking around. He is very much so panicking as he is looking for his friend. You take things a bit more calmly. Just being in the water again is soothing enough to you to where that panic subsides.
It's been a little while.
And you take a moment to really appreciate the environment that you're in. It's very bright. You are surrounded by multiple layers of coral reefs that are staggered with each other in this incandescent row of colors. There are reds, there are blues, there are greens of plant life that have attached themselves to the coral. Though the colors are muted simply by being underwater, you are one of the few species that can fully appreciate the vibrancy of underwater life. And that includes the various creatures that are swimming in between the coral. You see eels, you see fish, you see off in the distance the outline of something a bit larger, a bit of a runty shark that is just circling its territory. And you see it very quickly change direction and hurry away. You feel a shift in the current around you. Something not natural. It is not a natural change of water flow. And you guide yourself to where that shift came from. And you see just the very hint of a large, dark shape. As it, despite its massive size, with surprising deftness, plunges into an underwater cave. You look at Enkai, who did not see the shape, but as he follows your eye line, sees the mouth of this cave, the mouth being a good 20 feet in diameter, it is a massive cave opening. And he locks eyes with you. There is understanding in his look. Both of you saw that. He nods. He looks at the cave, gives you a bit of a quizzical look, a bit of a, should we investigate this further? He leaves it up to you.
So I'm making the assumption that the gigantic thing that I saw, did it match the description approximately? It's like a giant lobster.
You are not entirely certain.
Was it like big enough?
It was huge.
Okay.
I will say, you briefly saw the molted shell in the captain's space. This was bigger than that, by a
that makes sense.
by a very good amount.
Oh boy, that is not very good.
Okay.
Wow. Don't stop.
Mako will hold up like a, just like a one finger, like a, not in a pointing up sort of way, but in just like a hang on, wait here for a second way. Can we talk underwater?
I don't believe you can. Actually,
can.
Tritons have a racial ability that's like called Emissary of the Deep that allows them to communicate with fish. I'm gonna. You are. You are technically a fish.
I'm technically mostly fish.
I will say that specifically you and Enkai can have a conversation even while underwater.
Okay. Well, that is good. So I will hold up one finger and just say like, I'm going to go tell the others real fast. And I will back up. I'm hoping that the current isn't fighting me too bad still, but it probably is. But I'll like climb up the anchor line if I have to, and then just kind of pop my head above the water.
I'm gonna roll something for Enkai.
Okay.
All right, I rolled a 15.
Please don't go in.
He is going to come up with you.
Oh.
Okay.
I've rolled just a flat wisdom check because he's a bit torn, but he is going to come up with you. He's going to keep his promise and surface. Both of you breach the water. Both of you know what you saw.
Yeah.
Both of you know where to go.
Yeah.
And that is where we are going to end tonight.
We found the lobster!
Well, then, my friends, you have come to the edge of Leviathan's lair. I know that this is a different. I'm taking this in a faster, more focused direction, but this is where you are now. Next week, you're gonna have a heck of a time trying to rescue your friend, well, Enkai's friend, the captain. So, I'm going to thank my wonderful cast for being here tonight. I'm going to thank you, lords and ladies in the chat, for those of you that rated with Polish Cryptid. If you're still here, thank you very much. We should be back next week for the continuation of this adventure. We will see how the party deals with the great lobster Leviathan, and if they can indeed rescue the captain. Until that time, thank you very much for being here. Safe travels, and have a wonderful evening.